What's with deep? Going deep. Chad and JT.
Stokers, what up? Wow, baby. What up, guys? This is Chad coming in with my compadre, JT. What up?
Boom clap, Stokers.
Boom clap, baby. Dude, you're rocking that like sweater t-shirt mix? Or
Yeah,
what?
to the Stokers at home, I have a store that I love to shop at. It's called Gap. And I go in there and I look for like a rugged everyday man look, and I've kind of found the apotheosis of that, which is a gray kind of mesh sweater, but the sleeves are cut off, and it looks like they were actually cut, but like well trimmed cut, not cut by like a barbarian, but cut by like a seamstress. And yeah, I love the way it looks, so I went back and I had the blue one, and then I went back and got another color.
Yeah, dude, it looks fire. And great word, by the way, apotheosis. That you managed to fit fire vocab and fire style into one sentence.
I really wanted to say apotheosis during that sentence.
Do you wake up every morning with like a list of words where you're like, I'm going to nail these words today, and then so you sort of have it in your mind like a game plan, and then like a certain moment will come and you're like, oh, homeostasis.
No, I don't. I just, I listen to a lot of podcasts with smart guys, and then I just regurgitate a lot of what they say. But if I try to do it in like a search and destroy way where I have like 10 words and I'm like, all right, I need to like nail these ones, my brain won't do it. I'm like allergic to actual work.
Yeah.
So it has to feel kind of like just part of what I like to do.
Yeah.
And so I don't have a list of words, but I do have a list of bitches that need to get slapped.
Oh, okay.
And not bitch meaning a woman, bitch meaning
Sally ass dudes.
they're gonna get fucked.
Nice.
Dude, I was going to say, another thing I like about Cap's protest versus other protests, Kaepernick's protest during the national anthem, is that it doesn't fuck with my day. Like, I was driving over here and I was running late, and I'm sorry. And then there was a bunch of congestion on the street, and it was because there was protests going on.
Yeah.
And I was like, guys, like, I'm all for fighting for your cause, but like, you're effing with my day. So now when I think of you, I'm just going to think about how you effed with my day.
Yeah, dude, I'm that angers me like no other. Like, they'll have marathons. They're like, oh, it's the AIDS walk. I'm like, oh, great. You're going to cut off an entire street, like the main street in the city for this AIDS walk? Thank you. Why don't you hold the AIDS walk in like a fucking desert where there's not going to be traffic? There's
so many alternative ideas where we can still help with AIDS, but it's not fucking with people's drive time.
Yeah.
Like, you could do like jumping on a trampoline for AIDS, and it could be like at like a warehouse, and everyone jumps on. It doesn't have to be a walk.
Yeah, it's like, oh, we're gonna fight AIDS in the most annoying way possible. It's like, why don't you make it an enjoyable experience so more people turn out and throw their cash their way?
Yeah, if they were like, hey, we're gonna do like a dirt biking, like kind of motocross expose or exhibition for AIDS, I'd be like, yeah, that sounds like as fuck. I'd love to be a part of that.
Yeah, or like the AIDS like shroom trip where everyone goes to Joshua Tree, so there's no traffic. You go to Joshua Tree. It's sort of like where they should make Coachella an AIDS rage fest.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's Live Aid. That's like that old concert from the 80s.
Yeah,
they raised like $1 billion for it, and it was just concerts. I mean, I'm sure the concerts individually caused some traffic.
Yeah,
but it wasn't spilling over into all the neighborhoods.
Yeah.
Because there's no allotted time on these protests either. Like with Kaepernick, I know it's going to last as long as the Star Spangled Banner. He's not adding any time to my day.
Excellent point, dude. Yeah, because like there'll be times when like during like, I'm sorry to keep bagging on the AIDS walk, but that's the only one I can think of right now. I'll be like driving, and then they'll be like, oh, you can't even cross this giant ass street, and I'll be like, all right, fuck the people trying to find a cure for AIDS.
Yeah.
That's exactly what goes through my mind.
I mean, they're fucking with you.
Yeah. So why don't you guys think about that if you're listening?
I hope they are.
Yeah. I think they're stokers.
Yeah. Yeah, people who hate AIDS are also stokers.
Yeah.
And I mean hate AIDS in the way that they want to eradicate the disease, not hate people who carry the illness.
If you were a star QB in the NFL, would you rather win 2 Super Bowls or become a martyr like Kaepernick?
Oh man, that's a great question. Honestly. You know, it's really circumstantial. I don't know. It depends on like what kind of martyr I'd be. No, you know what? I think I'd rather win the Super Bowls. Because if I'm a pro football player, I love playing football. And anything that's going to take away something that brings me that much joy, I don't know if I'm going to do it. You know? Because I just love getting to do what I like to do so much. But that's why I respect, that's why, you know, we make these people our legends of the week and stuff, is because they're willing to sacrifice for like their principles.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's tough, man.
Yeah.
I don't blame people who don't. You know what I mean? I just admire people who do.
Yeah. It's tough to say. I guess it really depends, you know? Because it's like maybe I was trying to be humble, but I just can't be.
No, but I think there's two sides to all of us, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I've never understood that with people, you know. It's so clear to me that like no one knows anything, you know? So then when people hold on to these like opins, I'm going to abbreviate that, opins, you know, that are just so like rigid, that like, nope. You're just like, dude, you don't know shit. And I know you don't know shit, especially because you're so rigid in your thinking.
My dog, I just heard it. It's epistemological modesty.
Ah.
Like, we are very small in a very complicated world, so our understanding of it is super limited.
Yeah, but this is my qualm. I just threw a word in there.
Come on.
This is my qualm, baby. So I feel like you want to question everything, right? You don't want to hold dogmatic belief.
You had it. No, you had it.
Yeah, no. I just want to do a brief. Dogmatic beliefs. But where you know, but I feel like being decisive is also important. So where's the middle ground?
Well, you can't waste your time thinking about everything and deconstructing it to its like most abstract roots, because you'd never get anything done. Dude, similar subject. Every time a hot chick cuts me off on the road, I get super fucking turned on.
Oh, dude, nice.
Like at first, like this girl with like, she was like a haircut lady. Cause she had like I'm just guessing because she had like the eyelashes on her front headlights, you know, which I think is like so tacky and gross, but like something about that arouses me. And she just whipped by me in her white Beamer, and I was like, oh, you motherfucker. And then right after that, I was like, oh, I really want to date you.
Yeah. Because of the ferocity.
Yeah, like she didn't give a fuck. She fucking just like stomped me.
Yeah. You're like, ooh.
A worthy adversary.
You trying to tease me?
Or I'm just like, oh, you think you just bully me around? Well, how about I make you fall in love with me?
Yeah. You should just give him a little love tap, you know?
You hit her
like a
car.
little tap, be like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm just trying to flirt. Trying to dominate.
She gets out of the car. She's like, what the fuck? I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah.
She's like, I need your license and registration. I'm like, whoa, I barely know you.
Actually, I'm not even registered.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't have insurance.
Yeah. I was just giving you a little love tap. You like it?
I just want to know if you want to go get dinner.
Where?
Buca de Beppo.
Get out of here, buddy. You're low class.
Buca de Beppo is good food.
I have a Louis Vuitton bag, bitch.
Why'd you call me a bitch?
Because I just fucking cut you off. And you're gonna love tap me? Can you even drive, bitch? You don't know how I fuck. You know how I drive, bitch. Yeah, I'm sassy. What?
All right, that's cool.
It's cool? Why are you being so mellow?
I don't know. I'm just being myself. What's up with you?
Stop.
I'm not doing anything.
Fuck. I'll see you later.
Hopefully sooner than later. That's how you do it, fellas.
Yeah, that's improv 101.
That's also how to bone 101.
Yeah.
You ladies, hopefully for all the ladies listening, they're like, how do they know women so well?
Yeah.
Like, I just get it. Did you hear about Mandy Moore said Wilmer Balderrama lied about taking her virginity?
No.
She said he normally doesn't talk about the ladies he's hooked up with, but I guess he just wanted to share. But she said he's not telling the truth.
What a weird thing to lie about publicly, because she could so easily be like, no, he didn't. He's like, yeah, I did. You know?
It's a tough argument to have out in public.
Like, can you imagine if you're on the radio and you're like, yeah, I took Tyra Banks' V card. What up, Tyra? Nice. And she's like, what the fuck you talking about?
I think because I'm a guy, I always tend to believe the girl because I can just see. Because I used to lie about stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like when I was in high school, I'd go to like summer camp. My friends would be like, "What happened?" I'd be like, "I fingered a chick," and I was like, "You'll never find her. She lives in Canada. She was gorgeous and cool." Yeah.
Dude, everyone does that. They're like, "Did you fuck her?" Yeah.
Yeah. You just lie. You're just
Because dudes come in with so much pressure on that. You know,
Yeah.
you'll be like, you'll go on like 2 dates. They're like, "You bang her yet?" And you're like, "Yeah, just get off my back."
They're like, "Oh, dude, you let her put you in the friend zone, dude.
Yeah.
You fucked up." You're
Yeah.
like, don't you have like your own shit?
Yeah.
But I do it too. I mean, I'll fucking, if I think my friend's being like a putz with a girl, I'll be like, "You're a fucking idiot, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, you're letting this chick run circles around you, bro."
I'd like to cite our boy Joe, your roomie. I went on a date with this girl. It was like a couple months ago. I went on like two dates with her. And no, maybe it was like one date. I go on a date. I come, and after the date, she leaves, and then I go meet up with you guys. And Joe's like, "How'd the date go?" "Obviously not well." I'm like, "Dude, it's the first date." He's like, "I kiss on the first date. If I don't kiss on the first date, I'm out. I need to know that there's a spark."
He's so full of shit, man. Because there's so many times I've seen him after he hung out with chicks. I'm like, "How'd it go?" He goes, "Yeah, it was nice."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, where
yeah.
like, he's not grading himself on the same scale.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, no bones about it. He's a horny dude. But he's not always like all about that. Dude,
Like second date, if you're not, getting in there like Patrick Bateman style, like flexing while doing it doggy style, he's like, "Obviously the date didn't go well."
yeah, and it's like, yeah, it didn't go as well as it could have, but like it still went well.
Yeah.
I didn't flex in the mirror while hitting a doggy style, but I'm pretty happy.
No disrespect to Joe, though. I love Joe.
Oh, he's a legend, dude. We
He's
wanted to have him
hilarious.
on today. He couldn't
Yeah.
make it.
But he's just funny about that stuff.
What was I gonna say? Dude, there's like a track record of this with celebrities lying about hooking up with chicks. I remember I watched Fred Durst on an MTV like True Life show, and he's like, this is like when Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake were dating, and he's like, "Yeah, man, I ran into Britney at the airport," and he's like talking to an interviewer. He's like, "I ran into Britney Spears at the airport," and I was like, "Where are you going?" She's like, "I'm going to Paris to meet up with Justin. We're getting back together." And Fred's like, I was like, "Nah, no, you're not. You're coming to Palm Springs with me right now." And he's like, "Then we went to Palm Springs and we had the most romantic, crazy week of my life." Then the interviewer takes a beat and goes, "Yeah, we asked Brittany about it. She said it's all lies." And then you just see Fred's face be like, "Huh?" And he's like, then he like plays it off. He's like, "Psh, man, that hurts that she said that." Like trying to act like he's all devastated by it. Like it was a deep betrayal by her to deny it. I mean, maybe he's telling the truth. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a tough one because as a celebrity, she doesn't want to come off as like a hooer.
Yeah.
But I could also see Fred Durst lying about that. Be like, "Yeah, I got into the Nookie. That's my song."
Yeah, Nookie's about her. She's like, "No, it's not." I could also see someone lying about hooking up with Fred Durst, though. Like being like, "It never happened."
Yeah.
And then you're like, "I don't know." He's kind of, dude, he had like a good, speaking of film directing, he had like a good film directing career. He's directed
really?
a bunch of movies now. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And one of them's like about smart kid, like about a tough kid who hangs out with smart kids at like a fancy like liberal arts college.
Mm-hmm.
Like Fred Durst directed this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I guess, shouldn't judge a book by its cover.
By its Durst.
It's
Oh, they did both. Dude, they did both.
yeah, baby. Yeah, baby.
Woo!
We're up. Barstool Sports reposted our city council videos.
Dude, I'm just so stoked they put both.
Oh, dude, thank you. You're such a
Yeah.
great guy.
No,
Guys, to break it down.
I don't want to come off. I want to come off as a.
No, it's not funny. It's not funny at all. Guys, this is something you guys should know about Chad. Sometimes when we do our videos and they're more than a minute long, on Instagram, the clips only can exist in 1 minute form. So oftentimes we'll do a video together, but they'll just extract Chad's part, which I totally understand. The guy's a fucking superstar. And they'll just...
It's often because it's the first slide.
No, but you're a star. And then they just put up Chad's clip. But Chad always requests that they also have my clip in there because he's my fucking dog. And I'm in your debt.
It's because I love you, Par, and also because Par, you're the fucking engine. Par and I are a goddamn team, you know. Wow.
Well, dude, like, I mean, yeah, let's get into it. Like, when Chad and I work on stuff, sometimes it can be like intense. But then, like, my girlfriend was blown away, like yesterday when you texted me like, "Hey, thanks for all your hard work on this," and like, "I'm sorry if I get cranky sometimes," and I was like, "No, thank you for like pushing me. I'm sorry if I get cranky."
She like that.
Yeah, and I was like, and I said I love you, and then you said I love you too, and she was like, "That's amazing."
Yeah.
She's like, "I know so many people who would just let that stuff fester for months, and they would never just say what was happening, and like, and take enough space from what you're feeling to appreciate the other person."
Yeah.
It wasn't like a ton of words. It was like, "I'm sorry for me. I'm thankful for you. Let's keep doing this." You know what I mean?
You're gonna make me cry, man.
No, but it's real. Guys, Chad is not as prepared as usual. I mean, he thinks hard on these things, so he's not sure who's going to fulfill these beautiful designations. But Chad, I have to throw it to you. Who is your babe of the week?
My babe of the week, I'm gonna go with Reese Witherspoon. Reese Witherspoon. Honestly, whenever I look at Reese, what's up?
I just can't believe you didn't have one. I think that's like one of the best babes of the week ever. Reese Witherspoon is a phenomenal babe of the week.
Yeah, thank you. I'm going to go with Reese Witherspoon. Guys, if you know one thing about me, you know that I love blondes. But that's not what it's about. But whenever I look at Reese, I'm like, that's my ideal lady. But on top of that, she's just a phenomenal actress. She, you know, Legally Blonde is one of my favorite movies because it's just there's so much good comedy in there, and it's a rom-com, but I love rom-coms. Yeah, I'm gonna bring it out there. I love rom-coms.
I do too.
And there's so much good comedy in there, and she plays it so well, and she just in every role she just brings sort of this light, positivity to it.
Can-do attitude.
That's
Type A.
Really inspiring, and I'm just like, man, I wish I had someone like Reese in my life, you know. So Reese is always someone I like. Whenever I'm looking for like suitors, I'm like, who can I look towards? And it's like, oh, Reese for sure. You know, it's like, I don't want to like compare. I don't think it's healthy to compare, but yeah, I'm going to compare because Reese is the goal.
Is the ideal.
Yeah. And, Legally Blonde, Walk the Line. What are some other? Sweet Home Alabama.
Election. Big Little Lies. Wild.
Yeah. She's killer. Legally Blonde 3's just got announced.
It's going to be great. Dude,
Yeah.
Legally Blonde is such a great movie.
Yeah.
Because she can play the bimbo-ness of the character and she can play the competency of the character, which is what makes that character so great.
Yeah. And then just like when I was a kid watching that movie, I was like, damn, I want to go to college and,
She made you want to go to Harvard?
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, no, that's not what happened. I was like, I want to stay in SoCal and go to college wherever she went first, so I could meet sorority girls like her, because I'm like, I want to find out what a mixer is and find my Reese.
Did you ever see the video where she like is being a bitch to the cops?
Oh, I've totally forgot about that.
I'm sorry to use the B word.
Totally forgot about that.
Yeah, but I never even watched it. I never watched it.
Yeah, I didn't watch that out of respect also.
Yeah, me too. I don't want to taint it. I love you, Reese.
And you know what? Everyone has their moments, especially with the cops. You're going to get pissed.
You're going to have your moments.
Can we have our moments, please? This is another thing related to the Tom Cruise thing. Let people have their moments. Although I guess Tom is having a huge moment, but
yeah, well, Tom needs more moments because he's the greatest.
Yeah, exactly. Great call, Par. All right, who's your babe?
My babe of the week is myself.
Fire,
dude. Honestly, I think I've earned it. Like,
I do too.
I don't want to be vain and just be like, oh, I look great and stuff. But I was at the gym and I was doing some back, and I've been doing a lot of yoga, and I box, and I got on bipolar medication. It put like 15 pounds on me. And my psychiatrist, who's a bitch, was saying I was getting fat. And I was like, fuck you, dude. I'm not fat. I'm just a little thick right now. And next time you see me, I'm going to be shredded. And that's what I did. And I looked at my abs today in the mirror at the gym, and I could see them. And I'm a simple dude. When I can see my abs, when my abs have those little lines, I feel pure happiness. I'm not obsessed with my body. I don't think about it all day, but I do take care of it. And when I look at it and I can feel like I can objectively say that I have an aesthetically pleasing body, nothing can hurt me.
Dude, you look fire right now.
Come on. No, I don't.
You look like fire, dude.
Come on.
And you know what? You know what, dude? You're gonna be washing clothes on those fucking abs in no time.
Well, dude, if you got some laundry to be done, I'd love to, help you out.
Actually, dude, I gotta clean my sheets. Dude, you're gonna get your abs so steel that you're gonna clean dishes on them.
I'm gonna clean driveways. Like the water blaster guys.
Yeah.
That's just gonna be me scrubbing with my abs.
Yeah, your abs are gonna have so much press.
Yeah, I'll get freaking gum out of your driveway.
Jabwow.
Stay fit, Stokers. All right, dude.
Oh, Jabwow's on Urban Dictionary.
Yeah, let's get into that real quick.
I submitted it like 3 times because Stokers kept reaching out. They're like, dude, I don't see it on there. I'm submitting it, dudes. So I got 2 acceptances. So I think it's on there twice, and then 1 rejection. So I'm like, wait, is it rejected now? But it's on there.
Amazing, man.
Yeah. My beef of the week is gonna be with sea urchins.
Whoa, that's a great beef.
So I was surfing Malibu the other day. I stepped on a sea urchin. I got a bunch of splinters in my toe. I thought I got them out. Dude, I went in there hardcore with a needle, alcohol, needle, Neosporin. Went in my toe hard. But some of them are still in there. And I just want to say sea urchins, like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you're on the reef. Chill. Like, I understand it's your, like, survival technique or whatever, but, like, and you got to poke things, so they don't eat your ass. But you know what? Like, maybe find a place on the reef where, like, cool dudes who just want to surf aren't going to, like, step on you. Because it really ruins my day. I'm sure it ruins a lot of other surfers' days. And you can't be in defense mode all the time, urchins. Maybe you just need to, like, open up and let people in, And I understand nature is a little bit different than, like, human society. But you know what? Maybe you should think about that a little bit. Maybe not be so pokey.
They're like the pebble in the shoe of paradise. You know what I mean? Like there's this perfect place, and then there's just this one thing that's there to remind you that nothing's like all the way perfect.
Yeah. So sea urchins, step your fucking game up. Maybe dull your spikes a little bit. Quit fucking with my feet. That's my beef.
So we've talked about him, but my beef of the week is with the website, the culture website AV Club, for an interview or for a summation of an interview that they ran about Bradley Cooper from 2013. This has been sticking in my craw for 4.5 years now. Mm-hmm. The heading of the article says, Bradley Cooper fucking loves Paradise Lost, bro. I'm guaranteeing you, if this is on AV Club, that bro is sarcastic. This is from 12/17/13. 2 years ago so basically what it says is that in Bradley Cooper's new interview in GQ, new at the time, he talks about how much he loves Paradise Lost, the like epic poem, huge book by Milton. And the article makes fun of him for how he talks about the poem. Yeah. He goes, Milton, bro, fucking Milton. That was the end of it. Motherfucker's 57 or whatever, blind, dictating it to his fucking daughter nurse. Paradise Lost? I mean, I just couldn't. That poem fucking killed me. Satan? That character was unfucking believable. I could taste him in my mouth, dude, reading that. I really, really, for some reason, connected with that poem. They're making fun of him for talking that way. Yeah. They're like, what a douche. This fucking douche thinks that he knows about Milton. He doesn't know shit. It's like, first of all, it sounds like he knows a lot about it. Yeah. And why can't he talk about it like that? He's just a regular. He can use his bro vernacular and talk about something academic, and neither one eliminates the other one's potency. Yeah. And he did nothing in this interview that deserved to be made fun of. Yeah. But they went after him.
It just shows their character.
Because he was going to be, dude. Because he was going to be in a 3D movie about Lucifer that he was loosely inspired by Milton's poem about. As if, like, just because and it was going to be directed by Alex Proyas, who's a good director, so it's not even as cheesy as it sounds. And then, like, there's other things I know about Bradley Cooper. Like, he was at Georgetown, so he went to a good school, so he's a smart guy. Yeah. He, on an Inside the Actor studio with Sean Penn, he's in the audience, and he asked Sean Penn a question about acting in Hurly Burly, so he's always a dedicated student of acting. Yeah. And he speaks French. Yeah. But then these dudes are going to come pick on him for talking about Paradise Lost and throwing some bros in there. Like, how about just be excited that he's talking about some fucking epic literature that I really know nothing about? I actually went in the AV Club section and I left a defense of him because I was so frustrated.
Yeah. Dude, I get so annoyed because Bradley Cooper, he's a hardworking, dedicated dude who's passionate about what he does. And it's like you're gonna knock him for being passionate. Like, would you rather him be like super pretentious and I guess, or just like and just talk like a fucking I don't know.
Yeah, or just
like,
be a dweeb or not express himself.
Yeah, it's like who gives a I don't know. It's just
I'm right there with you. I'm defensive about it, so I can't even articulate how I feel because it wounds me because I see myself in him, not as great as him.
Yeah.
He's Mr. Cooper to me, and he's definitely Mr. Cooper to whoever ran this interview.
Yeah, and it's like we were talking about yesterday. Like people want to rag on successful dudes so much because there's a lot of jealousy in there. But it's like, dude, if you're in a room with that guy, that dude's gonna win you over. Like when we met Herb yesterday,
The head city councilman at LA.
coolest guy I've ever met.
Dude, you left that room and you felt better about everything.
Yeah.
These people, like Arnold Schwarzenegger, like you can talk all the shit about him because we know all the things that he's done.
Yeah.
But if you're in the room with them, you leave that room, you're on his team.
Yeah. So,
And I grew up, I always loved hot dudes. All
Yeah.
my friends that I grew up with were hot guys, cool guys.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Of course there was some jealousy there. Of course
Yeah.
there was some competitive fire, but I didn't let it be an indictment on them.
Yeah.
I just let it be motivation for me.
yeah, you just gotta use it as motivation. Be like, look at this douche, and they're like, that dude's charismatic as fuck.
And look at all the stuff B. Cooper's done in that 5 years.
Yeah.
Now he's doing A Star Is Born.
Yeah, I can't stand people like that. Who are like, I hate people who have money. It's like, why? Because they're driven and work hard.
And to be cool to me, you don't even have to be good at making money. You know what I mean? Whatever, to me, what's cool is just being good at whatever you're pursuing.
Yeah.
So if you're pursuing being a cool, poor, wise man, if you pursue it well and you're compelling as you do it, that's amazing. But if you are pursuing money and you are good at it,
Yeah.
I think that's cool too.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to knock you because that's what you're into.
Yeah.
Especially if you can hold a conversation and you can talk about Milton.
Yeah.
Sounds like you got a lot going on.
Yeah.
Sounds like you got a lot of horsepower, Bradley.
Exactly. Thank you. Great beef, dude.
Yeah, I was pissed, man, because that's been sticking in my craw for 5 years. And then in
Yeah.
the comments, dude, these little weasels were like, "Oh, dude, he's wearing his sunglasses while he's driving." I can just imagine how douchey his sunglasses were. Like they were assuming so much douche in him that wasn't even there on the page.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, he was eating his salad while he was driving." Like, what an asshole! I was
Yeah.
like, "It's called being busy."
Yeah. It's such an it speaks to such like the people that use the anonymity of like the internet and stuff to like talk shit. And it's like, dude, you're jacking off in your fucking basement chair, bitch.
And I'm
Yeah.
doing that.
Yeah.
I'm doing that. But I will tell you, I'm doing that. And
Yeah.
I will write that into my comment.
Yeah.
This is JT Parr. I'm jacking off while I write this. Leave Bradley Cooper alone.
Yes. Thank you.
There's a right way to do it. All right, who is your legend of the week?
My legend of the week is my boy Peter G from college. What up, Peter? My dog. So Peter G, you know those dudes who are just like physical specimens of like perfection, who like if there's any physical challenge, they can do it. You know, like jump up onto that ledge, they do it. Climb this. Peter's like the perfect example of that. Like anywhere you go, he'll just amaze you with like his physicality. He can do anything, and he's also like
Amazing.
one of the most fun guys to party with. I'm gonna go with ever, because he's just very resourceful, very high energy, very positive, wants everyone to have a good time. He's in Chicago right now, crushing it. I don't know, dude. Just in college, we would just like eat it, not even on big party nights, you know. Like we would just have these like times when like he'd be like, "All right, tonight let's go to the grocery store. Let's get a bunch of salmon. Let's get wine, and let's go cook dinner with these girls." I'm like, dude, fire idea, you know? Like, he's just one of those dudes who's gonna do like fun shit like that all the time. If you want to do fun shit, hang out with Peter G, you know? And then we, what else did we do? I remember this one time in Cabo. I was staying at my boy Mikey's place, and like, I don't know if I should say this, but
Then you should definitely say it.
yeah, so it was just late night. This girl hooked up with me, who like I never, but she always kept trying to hook up with me, you know. And she like got to me this time. How the fuck? And then I like woke up and I'm like, oh, you fuck. And then Peter was out there on the couch, and I just snuggled with him. We have to cut that up, but
That is absolutely staying in. That was wonderful.
yeah. So thank you, Peter, for being a snuggle buddy there.
My legend of the week is Bruce Springsteen. Bruce Springsteen is an American songwriter and singer. He's in the pantheon of the greatest of all time, and he's probably the artist that I have the deepest connection to. Partially because I was raised on him. You know, my dad's from Jersey, Springsteen's from Jersey, and he's kind of the favored son from there. He released his first album when he was 19, Greetings from Asbury Park, and critics liked it, but it didn't really connect with the audience at large. Then he made one more album, The Wild, the Innocent, and the E Street Shuffle, which is also really good and critically acclaimed, but didn't really connect with a wide audience. Then at 25, with, I think, Jimmy Iovine working with him on it, he writes his like classic. I mean, they're all classics, but this is the one that like sold the most. Born to Run. And in the liner notes for Born to Run, he goes, "This is me at 25 taking my shot at the title. Greatest rock album of all time." Dude, the balls of it to just like sit there and be like, this album that I'm doing right here is going to be up there with the greatest albums of all time. And not only did he write it in the liner notes, it happened. Yeah. Like the whole album is just a wall of sound. Like it has so much going on in it. You know, it's got the title track, Born to Run. One of my favorite songs, Backstreets, which I think is secretly about two straight friends who are secretly in love with each other. So I can relate to that. And then Thunder Road, which is, you know, just another song of beautiful poetry. But then this is the coolest thing. That album explodes. He's the biggest rock star in the world. It finally happened. What does he do? He runs away. A lot of his songs are about running away. He runs away back to where he's from, lives on a farm for like 4 years, and then does this very small and contemplative, but still hard rocking album called Darkness on the Edge of Town. And it's just about like, it's just about life. Like he was so successful, but he didn't stop being honest with himself, and he didn't stop searching for answers, and he kept wrestling with who he was. And I just think like he's always doing that. He's so diligent in that. He's always asking like himself the tough questions and putting those answers out into his art. And he has so many classic albums after that, like The Rising, which was after 9/11, which has beautiful stuff about New York City and just kind of that moment. And the main song, The Rising, is a homage to firefighters, and it's like, listen to it and you'll cry, Stokers. That's a guarantee. And then finally, I just want to say what Jon Stewart always said about him, or what Jon Stewart said about him when he got his Kennedy Award for like being like a great artist. The government finally recognized, you're such a good artist, the government says you're good. And Jon Stewart goes, when you see Bruce Springsteen, whenever he performs, he always empties the tank. He gives you everything. Like he's a blue collar entertainer. Like he will beat you into submission. I saw him once. It's the most amazing concert I've ever been to. 4 straight hours of just rock. You're like, dude, let me go home. He's like, no, you paid for a ticket and you're gonna remember this for the rest of your life because I'm Bruce Springsteen and that's the social contract we're engaged in. You're like, fuck yeah, dude. Thank you for taking on that burden. And then his band, the E Street Band, has been his band for 40 years, sans 2 members and some who have departed. But and it's a family event when you go there. Each person gets their solo. He talks about each person, and you can tell that even though he did albums without him, that this will always be his family. So, yeah, Bruce Springsteen, you're my legend of the week.
Dude, fire. Dude, I heard in an interview with Steven Tyler on Joe Rogan, Steven Tyler went to one of Bruce Springsteen's performances. And apparently Bruce Springsteen was like, you know that New Jersey thing? I invented that. What up, guys? This is Chad Kroger coming in from the Going Deep with Chad and JD podcast. Guys, boning. It's a huge topic. It's a part of life. It happens, and we want it to happen for everyone. But we want it to happen right, and we want it to happen smooth. So that's why when you bone, we want you to turn to Douglas Lubricant, the premier lube on the ether. If you guys pick Douglas, we promise that your partner will look at you with a look of just awe and just pure love because you know that you're treating your partner right with smooth boning. It comes in a number of different fragrances: original, strawberry, anal. Par, what's your favorite?
Anal.
Me too. It's a fire flav. And yeah, guys, keep boning, but bone right with Douglas Lubricant. Did fire copy.
All right, let's get into some questions.
Questiones.
What up, dudes? Don here. Big supporter of the pod. Big supporter of dudes. Need some fucking wisdom. This sandwich artist at Subway is giving me so many fucking signs. Puts lots of mayo on my sandwiches. Signifies jizz. Oh, I should have taken a bigger beat there. And she knows me by name. I don't want to ask her out like some little bitch from a Nicholas Sparks movie. I'm into the kind of romance where you and the girl stare at each other for like 20 seconds and then bang right then, right there. I know she's interested, but how do I initiate? I think it'd be fucking sick to bang at a Subway too. Let me know.
Don, thanks for writing in, dude. You sound passionate. You sound fiery. But I'd take a little more of a, pragmatic approach.
Like you're kind of at the end of the story already. Hopefully if it's a happy story, it ends with you guys banging at Subway. Let's put the horse back before the cart and let's just dress nice one day, go in there, ask her out, be nice on the date, really listen, see if you have a connection, and then maybe in a couple weeks, probably a couple months, honestly, it's not going to happen, you'll fuck at Subway.
And, I wouldn't read too much into the extra mayo. I mean, I hear you, extra mayo. You're like, wow, she must love jizz. That's a huge sign, but she could just be trigger happy with her mayo squeeze.
And I also think a lot of those people in Nicholas Sparks movies, I think they're kind of courageous in how romantic they are. So I don't know if I'd define them as little bitches.
Good call.
Important. So one of our other friends is in an interesting relationship. He's super in love with his girlfriend, but she is mentally unstable and will consistently flip arguments on him to make him out as the bad guy. She also tells people that she's scared he will hurt her, which is something he would never do. She's about to leave for a month, and we really want to convince him that his life is better without her. How do you think we should do that? Thanks, man. Graham. Man, it's tough. I mean, I think you're probably doing all you can, but you really got to ask your friend why he thinks he deserves this. Like, what is keeping him in this relationship? Because he's making a decision every day to stay with someone who sounds like is unsafe for him. So there's something faulty going on in his wiring, and he needs to be enlightened on that. So I would just ask him, like, dude, why do you think this is what you deserve?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd tread lightly, but, I'd put it into perspective for him. Be like, I don't think you really think about what she's doing to you and sort of try to see that from a, objective perspective. It's messed up. So, just be there for him, care for him. Don't just say she sucks. I'd tread lightly and just sort of lay it out for him and just be like, dude, I think you deserve to be treated better.
What's up, dudes? I have a problem that's really been getting me in my feels lately. As a Great Lakes surfer, I've always been neglected within the surf community as an outcast. I go to school in the Silicon Valley and surf around Santa Cruz all the time. The locals think I'm a Barney, even though I'm a pretty solid ripper. They tell me lakes don't have waves, and that bothers me because that's my local break, and it doesn't deserve that level of disrespect. The waves are usually small but can absolutely nuke in the winter. This problem has followed me back to school as tons of dudes in my fraternity shit on me for it as well. I'm worried my Great Lakes pride will spread into my dick slinging game and affect my chill to pool ratio. Tons of girls are about me because I surf, but I think they get turned off when I say I learned on the Great Lakes. As absolute Ricos and California surfermen, what do you suggest I do about my problem? Do I stay proud and talk about my humble surf beginnings or keep my secrets secure? Thanks, boys.
That's a tough one, man, because Santa Cruz can be super aggro with their localism. I think you just, I'd be less talk, more action. Show them that you can shred. And then when they say, "Where'd you learn to shred?" You'd be like, "Oh, the Great Lakes," and they'll be like, "Damn, you learned to shred that well in the Great Lakes? That's fire." Because I think just coming out and saying outright like yeah, I surf, I'm from Chicago, people are naturally gonna be like, what? So I wouldn't preach it all the time. I would just fucking shred, dude. And if people ask, be honest, but let your actions do the talking. What do you think?
I think when you try to hide something, you give it more power.
Yeah.
You're only as dark as your secrets. There's something called the Streisand Effect where they took pictures of the coast from a helicopter, and Streisand was so embarrassed at how big her house was and she thought people would judge her for it that she asked it to be removed. But when the internet found out that she did that, the picture appeared everywhere. So the Streisand Effect is basically when you try to hide something, it becomes more visible. That's the cultural reaction to it. So I think, dude, by you hiding it, you're going to make the Great Lakes thing even more what defines you.
Yeah.
What's up, my lads? Parentheses, my lads. Once again, I must profess my love for the pod. It's undoubtedly one of the most anticipated moments of my week. Your grace and debonair while deconstructing the world's ills is truly the tits. Your charisma and personalities and the content you produce always reminds me that life is basically good. You and your pod act like a lighthouse in the tumults and vicissitudes of the stormy sea that is life. Keep on being the kings of magnificence that you are. Dude. Right back at you, dude. That being said, I am facing a difficult dilemma, and I knew that there was no better fount of knowledge than the two seers of Stoke and also Strider, that lovable bastard, if he's around. Strider is coming back next week. I am currently working for a really great company. They plucked me out of obscurity and gave me a job and purpose. The pay is pretty decent considering I'm still working on my degree. The people are awesome, and the management are all popes of dope. I love the company and I'm super happy with the environment. However, recently I was headhunted and offered a position with another company that pays significantly more. However, I can't shake the feeling that if I choose to leave my current job, I would be dogging the boys, so to speak. My main goals are to pay for school and buy a badass murdered out all black Toyota 4Runner. Fuck yeah. And this new job could certainly accelerate those goals. Should I go with the new company even though I'm very happy where I am? Or should I stay with the company and people that have helped in crafting me into the man I am today and miss out on a bigger paycheck? I humbly await your replies. Yours faithfully, Brennan.
I think the big question is, do you feel like you have a future at the company you're currently at? Because
great look.
You know, if you have a family there, you know, solid guys that you love to work with, and you see growth, then I would stick around there. You know, don't go for the big paycheck, because then you might, you know, be in a place that you don't like, and then it turns into a negative. So, but if you feel like you've hit a ceiling at where you're at, if you feel like you've hit a ceiling where you're at and you don't see room for growth, I don't think the guys there would be like, "Oh, dude, you're stabbing us in the back."
Yeah, totally.
You'd be like, "No," they'd be like, "Oh, you have to do what's best for you." So I think that's the big question.
Yeah, dude, I wouldn't stay out of a fear of hurting their feelings. You know, I don't think that's the right way to look at it. But I would say, it sounds like you have wonderful relationships there. So if the relationships are a bigger priority than the money, I totally understand it. But do it because you want to do it. Don't do it because you're doing what they would want you to do, you know? But I think it's cool that, like, you might choose your roots basically over, you know, just money gains. Mm-hmm. But I think Chad is most accurate when he says, like, it's also about your future. So I recently chopped the flow off. The boys used to think my flow was saucy, but it was just time to get it cut. But now I regret cutting the flow. My stoke level has been super low, and one could almost say non-existent since the cutting of my flow, and I have no clue what to do about it. How can I get my stoke back up so that when the boys and I hang, I can full send to my fullest potential? Please help. This is very important to not only me, but the boys themselves. They've said that they need my stoke level to be back to normal. Please help. I am in dire need of assistance in getting my stoke back. P.S. Give Ty Sanderson and Doug a shout out. What up, Ty? What up, Doug? From Jacob, a.k.a. J-Pole.
Dude, your flow will grow back, man. Your flow will grow back. Don't let it affect your stoke. I totally get it, dude. Whenever I get like a haircut and it's too short and I don't like it, I'm pissed. And it really just makes me feel off and just like, I'm like, is life even worth living? Because I lost my best asset. But you know what? The key about life is it keeps going. And the key about your hair, it keeps growing, my dog. Let me quote Eckhart Tolle in this instance. There is no good or bad. There just is. It's all about how you judge your situation, my dog. So your hair will grow back, and you should learn to be stoked even without good flow, which is something I'm working on, even though I keep my flow. But it's a tough thing to do. Probably one of the toughest things in the world.
All right, let's end it with our movie quote of the week. Guys, my movie quote of the week is from the 1995 Rob Reiner directed, Aaron Sorkin written movie, The American President, starring Michael Douglas and Annette Bening and Martin Sheen. It's basically about a president who starts dating a woman and the hardships that come from that when you're the most famous, important person in the world. And he won the first election that brought him into the presidency because his wife died. And not only did he have a strong platform, but that sympathy made it basically impossible for his opponents to attack him. But now that he's got a girlfriend, he's vulnerable. Worse yet, his girlfriend works for a lobbying firm. So people can throw allegations of, bias at him now because he could be forwarding her agenda. So they start digging in on his girlfriend, played brilliantly by Annette Bening, who's just a total force of nature. She goes to a state dinner with him, and they meet the French president, and Michael Douglas's president character, Andrew Shepard, doesn't know what to do, and then she just takes over because she can speak French. But basically, they dig into her. I get really impressed when people can speak French, if that's been one consistent in this podcast. They dig into her background, and they find a photo of her lighting a flag on fire. And then his opponent starts to suggest that she gave away sex to get her bills passed that she was lobbying for. So they're just tearing down her character. And Andrew Shepard, the president, doesn't want to jump in and defend his girlfriend or call the other guys liars. He just thinks it's beneath him. You know what I mean? He's an honorable guy. But it becomes clear that he does have to say something. That if the other side is the only one talking, then they're controlling the narrative. And even though you don't want to get into a mud fight because everyone comes out looking the same, muddy, sometimes you don't have a choice. So at the end of the movie, he delivers a rousing speech to his opposition. I think the guy's name is, hold on, look it up real quick. Oh, Bob Rumson. So he delivers a fiery speech to his opposition, Bob Rumson, that basically ends the movie. And he goes on this wicked speech about how Bob Rumson's not really selling anything substantial to the American people. He's just, he's not telling you how things can get better. He's just telling you why your lives are bad and who to blame for it. And it's a really powerful way to kind of summarize the way politics works. But then he goes in on him for attacking his girlfriend. He's like, Sidney Allen Wade, put herself through law school, has fought for the rights of marginalized people, and has been a huge, great person her whole life. And then the camera does a slow zoom into his face, and the president of the United States looks into the camera, looks at the guy running against the president, and goes, if you want to get into a character debate, Bob, you better stick with me. Sidney Allen Wade is way out of your league. And I was like, yes, dude. Put him down, Mr. President. Do not come after the president's girlfriend, because she is honorable, he is honorable, and he will have none of it. And, that's something I've learned from Strider, just the way he talks about his Khaleesi, you know what I mean? It's inspiring. You can tell that they are a team together. Yeah. And I just think that's how me and my GF are, thanks to the influence of good dudes like Andrew Shepard, the president, and Strider. And then at the end of this speech, he goes, Bob Rumson, at the end of the speech, he goes, and I'm running for president. And he goes, my name's Andrew Shepard, and I am the president of the United States.
That's awesome.
Mic drop.
Fire quote there. My quote is from Wedding Crashers, one of my fave movies. When Owen Wilson comes up to Vince Vaughn, and Vince Vaughn's like, what's going on? He's like, Claire's mom just made me feel her hooters. And then Vince Vaughn goes, what? How older lady made you feel her cans? Snap out of it. And I think that's a really fire quote, because I think that just shows you enjoy the things in life that come at you, Don't just dwell on negatives, If a hot older lady makes you feel her cans, rejoice,
So were they built for comfort or for pleasure? Were they built for speed or for comfort?
I love Owen Wilson, but his response there, he's like, what's wrong with you? And I'm on Vince's side.
You're
I'm like,
what's
wrong? What's wrong with you?
Did you motorboat her? That's where motorboating came from.
Yeah. Nice.
2 classic films.
Is that it?
Yeah.
All right. Stokers, that will be it for episode 22 of the Going Deep with Chad and JT podcast. Thank you guys so much for writing your questions. We love them. Thank you for being stokers, for bringing the stoke. And just stay fire, my dogs. You guys are legends, and we love answering your questions. We love you guys. So keep writing in. And if you want bonus content, like right now, we're about to do a movie review of Varsity Blues. That is on our Patreon, so go to patreon.com/ChadGoesDeep for all that fire stuff. And JT, you want anything to say?
Boom, clap, stokers. Stay up, boys.
Stay up, dogs. All right. What's up, stokers? This episode of Going Deep with Chad and JT is brought to you by Kevin Fard, attorney at law. Did you, a friend, or loved one just have the worst night of your life, getting busted for your DUI? Getting popped by an undercover squeeze thinking you were just paying for love? Getting thrown in the slammer for squaring up with a boogie boarder who dropped in front of your barrel? Don't worry, Kev's got your back. Give Kevin Fard, attorney at law, a call at 213-290-6464 and ask how he can defend you. That's 213-290-6464 or kevinfardlaw.com. That's KEVINFARD law.com. Serving Southern California. This is a legal advertisement. It does not constitute legal advice or an attorney-client relationship. Epic.
Dude, I love the way you go up when you say he's going to be your attorney. That's how you got to deliver it.
Yeah. He's going to represent you.
Yeah.
What's with Deep?